just quickly, had to ask the update. What's Spider-Man 4? Where's that at?
Sony is definitely making Spider-Man 4 with Amy Pascal as the chairwoman of Columbia Pictures leading the charge, and I'm hoping they'll come to me first as the director. I know that there's a screenwriter writing the script, but either way, I'm hoping to be one of the producers on the picture, and I'm very excited to read the script.
Do you want to push me away?
Why would I want to push you away? I love you.
You knew this was coming, Pete.
Well, right now we're working on it, and you know, everybody's intention is to get it out for 2011. We're totally in process in terms of the development of the story, and you know, there's really good stuff there, and you know, like anything, it's a process, and you know, we're just in the midst of the process, and we have a lot of great stuff in terms of story and script, and we're just trying to dial it in and get it ready as quickly as possible. And of course, these movies are, you know, a very big undertaking and take a lot more time than, you know, a drama or something, you know, straightforward, just, you know, prep in however many, 10, 12 weeks, go shoot it for 10 weeks and post it and you're done. I mean, it's massive. It's several times a regular film in that way.
What's happening?
I don't know.
We've all done terrible things to each other, but we have to forgive each other, or everything we ever were will mean nothing.
I need your help. I have to stop it.
Spider-Man, I love that people are having a collective escapist experience in mass. You know, that's fun. It's fun to be a part of that joy for people.
Do you sneak into the back of the theaters and watch them have fun?
I have. I remember on the first Spider-Man, a bunch of us like took a bus and rode around and went to a couple of theaters and watched for, you know, pieces of the film. And yeah, it's fun. It was fun to do that, and it's been fun to do that. You know, and also the experiences I've had with brothers, where they're both substantial, but you know, this in a different way. You know, all of that stuff is certainly satisfying. Yeah.
And does doing the two pictures in between prepare you to jump back into the giant machinery of doing a fourth movie?
Yeah, it's great. And
does it change your perspective? Is it different going in, or?
Well, it's always different. I mean,
I guess so.
You know, each movie's different. We evolve as people. All of that. At the same time, there are certain dynamics and relationships that have continuity. You know, Sam and myself, Sam Raimi, the director, and we have a certain banter or dynamic that's fun and funny, and I love collaborating with him. So there's some familiarity that I really love, and also I like the new. And okay, how do we press this? How do we make it more exciting, more fun? How do we evolve the character and make it a rich story? And how do I make it interesting for myself to go do something else? You know, so yeah, I appreciate that too. I have fun with those movies. I really do, you know.
Word on the streets is we might see a vampire antagonist in the next Spider-Man film.
What? I don't know anything about that. I guess they're very appealing, like the best of villains. They have some positive qualities. That is, they can be very sexy and alluring, and the way in which they attack you is very sensual. It's almost something you desire. You know, the bat, we're all scared of bats. Ooh. So that's kind of cool. Some vampire stories go there and some don't, obviously. But also I like the fact that there's a cure against them in some of the lore, like garlic or the cross. That's really interesting, that there's a way to stop them. There's a whole story that can be made with all those elements. So it's got some real rules and laws, and that you can be turned into one of them is interesting also. It's got a lot of enticing qualities for a storyteller or an audience.
Are you to be here with this movie at Sundance?
I'm very excited. I love Sundance. I've been here several times over the years, and I love it. It's always a blast. I love the energy here.
You know, I spoke to Elizabeth Banks yesterday because she has another movie here, and I said, you know what, it just hit me that Betty Brant and Peter Parker finally had a family.
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. We've done a lot of movies together. It's pretty funny. Me and Elizabeth. I'm counting them in my head now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've done 5 together.
That's a good record. One last question. What do you think of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man? How excited are you to see that movie?
I'm really excited. I think Mark Webb's an exciting filmmaker, and Andrew's a great actor. I've been a fan of his. I saw Boy A, which I loved a bit ago, not quite a while, but a bit ago, and of course Social Network, and I saw him in something else. I'm blanking, but I'm a fan. I'm excited to see what they do.
Sam Raimi has been talking about the Spider-Man 4 movie.
He sure has, hasn't he? Yeah.
And you are gonna be.
You say that. You say that like it became a fact. You were gonna be this.
You were gonna be. But
according
it didn't happen.
To who? According to bullshit you read on the World Wide Web of bullshit. No, that was a fanboy thing that started. Do you know Sam Raimi never sent like an email or a phone call saying, "Hey Bruce, prepping Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
What do you think about Mysterio?" That conversation never happened. So there's no way I could jump on board that and answer your what if question.
All right.
Because isn't Jake Gyllenhaal, dreamy Jake Gyllenhaal, isn't he Mysterio anyway?
He's pretty awesome.
He can dance. I'll bet he's awesome. And now he can go back to his little darling indies again. Right? Am I right? Yeah. I bought him a couple indies. I'll do your fucking superhero movie. Fine. I'm Mysterio. Okay, what's my little indie darling? What's next? Theater, excuse me. Even better than the indie darling.
Snap.
I'm going back to make no money at all.
Broadway, baby.
I've overcharged for this superhero thing. Now I can go make no money at all on a 40-year-old play. I'm like Boys in the Band or whatever, you know? Yeah. Okay, got it.
You mentioned Spider-Man, which was, for a variety of reasons, is now coming to us in a different incarnation. Safe to say that you have no part then in this one. They haven't. It's not the same script that they're working with for this new one.
There wasn't really a script, as far as I knew. There were some pages.
Okay.
Sam Raimi was, and he was very open about that. Was very much a work in progress. I have not had another conversation. Sam called me to tell me,
right.
As far as he was concerned, it was off. Right. And that was in, I don't know, May or April or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But I have no idea what's happening with it, although it's obvious, that was going to be a lot of money to make. That's a big outlay.
Sam, I'm curious, do you have any perspective on Spider-Man and the machinations lately that have been going on? We're getting yet another different iteration. I mean, did you watch the Mark Webb ones ever?
Oh yeah, I saw them both. They're great. And I'm really glad that Marvel's taking it to high school. I think that's going to be refreshing and just like my favorite of the Spider-Man comic books. And I have a lot of faith that they really know their stuff.
What aspect of that universe remains unexplored that you'd like to see, whether it's a villain or a character that hasn't come yet?
I'd like to go into his high school life and his relationships with Gwen Stacy.
Like Flash Thompson in there and all that.
I love Flash Thompson. Yeah, the drama of the difficulty of going through high school is so unique to a superhero. It's unique, and that's what Spider-Man's all about. So that they're going to explore that head on is very exciting.
I did a high school superhero movie called Sky High.
Oh, yeah.
Just ask your children about it. Oh, they'll go, oh, I know Coach Boomer. So I've played this game before.
Damon here with IGN News. If the Sam Raimi-directed Spider-Man film starring Tobey Maguire had continued, we would have seen Vulture and Mysterio as the villains. Cinema Blend reports that illustrator Jeffrey Henderson has posted a number of concept art images on his website, revealing what might have been. In the concept art, we see Spidey escorting Mysterio through a police precinct where he gets unmasked. Underneath the mask is a very Bruce Campbell-looking face, which isn't all that surprising. Campbell and Raimi are good friends, and Campbell made cameo appearances in each of the first 3 Spider-Man films. IO9 spoke to Henderson about the images. He explained that the beginning of the film would feature a montage of C and D-list villains that we knew would never be used as main antagonists. Mysterio, the Shocker, the Prowler, the old-school onesie-wearing version of the Rhino, maybe even the Stilt Man, etc. At the time, it was reported John Malkovich would have played Vulture in the 4th film. It's worth noting, Vulture is expected to be the villain in the upcoming Marvel and Sony Spider-Man Homecoming. Michael Keaton is nearing a deal for an unspecified villain role. Stay up to date on the latest entertainment news by sticking with us here at IGN.